They have told me that they will love me no matter what, but they've also told me that they'll never recognize me as who I truly am. You know, as time passed, they started telling me bluntly, like, this isn't who you are. And they would financially support me, and they do love me, but they won't accept me as who I am. My parents really tried to raise me as, you know, the ideal girl, but I think they also knew that I was more masculine than anything. My brother was huge on video games, so I would play video games with him for hours. I would play with his toy cars or like action figures. And I didn't realize it at that point, but I really clicked with my brother, and I think he was the main person I really looked up to. I think I was about to start middle school when my brother moved away to New York. Middle school is really when I started questioning things. I definitely knew I liked girls, but I didn't want to tell anyone. But him leaving did let me realize a few things and start to question my identity. I started hearing things about transgenderism, but I never really looked into it until freshman year of high school. I was actually in denial of myself a bit in high school. I knew that I was like that, but at the same time, I wanted to deny that. So I would try to be more feminine. I would, you know, gossip about boys or whatever, and it was just really uncomfortable for me, but I grew up that way, so I was kind of more comfortable doing that in high school. A big thing about the LGBT community is depression and anxiety, and I had to deal with that a lot through high school. You know, there are statistics of trans people, 40% of them like try to attempt suicide, and that's what I tried to do in junior year. And you know, someone miraculously found me and stopped me from doing it, and that's when I really started to get help and come to terms with who I was. And senior year, I really started to open up to a lot of people, such as my family, really close friends in high school, and besides my parents, everyone was really accepting of me. I was scared to tell like a lot of my friends because I didn't want to lose the people I loved. I would say band and choir really helped me discover myself. Band was really what caused me to act the way I was. Like my sense of humor developed, and like I was able to become more extroverted. And choir is a really good place for people to be who they are. The LGBT community is really, really strong in that area, and being surrounded by all of my friends who could understand where I was coming from, like, really helped me with myself. Social media was extremely helpful to me in coming out, because there's so many people that I know and love. It would just be hard to have a one-on-one conversation with everyone. But it's also a really great way for me to like express my thoughts in one single phrase or one single post. And if there was discrimination, you know, I would just completely separate myself from that. But I didn't find any of that through social media. Everyone was really accepting of me, and they commented on everything, and that just really boosted my spirits for college. Coming out in the summer before college started really helped me out. It basically gave me a clean slate to start over and truly be who I was in college. And it's like the results of it are like amazing. Coming out, I was extremely anxious and scared, but it was probably like the best decision I've ever made. College I find to be so much more liberal than high school, and it's just really helped me come to terms with who I am. I used to be afraid to say I'm a trans male, but now I'm completely okay with telling someone. Through gender inclusive housing, Ashley and Alex, two of my roommates, have really helped me through a bunch of shit that I've gone through, and through them I met two other really good friends, Jen and Lance. They're all probably my best friends, and I'm probably gonna be friends with them for the rest of my life. And having that support system really helps each other out. Like, if we're having a rough day or if we're feeling extremely dysphoric that day, having that support system is really nice to turn to. people have been raised to think a certain way, especially in America, Asian countries, India. There is an idea that there are only two genders, when in reality, sex and gender are two totally different ideas. And people are raised to think that way, and certain religions will also say gay marriage isn't exactly like encouraged, or, people will discriminate because of that. But in reality, religion or not, whether you believe in a god or not, human is human. We all live in the same world. It doesn't really matter who you are, as long as you're not terrible to each other. Being trans and going into education is going to be pretty tough, knowing that there are going to be parents concerned about who's teaching their kids. But it is exciting to see how the world's changing, especially here in America. People are becoming more educated and more accepting of the LGBT community. When I start teaching music, I'll probably go somewhere more liberal, like the coast, maybe somewhere like Boston, New York, and that's really where I plan to go to feel more accepted and comfortable. And after probably being on testosterone for a bit, it'll probably help with passing with people. I used to watch videos of other trans people, and that really helped me come to terms with who I was. And getting to know the life of someone who's constantly going through dysphoria, constantly going through the stress of college life, it's also reassuring to know that it does get better.